Hi everyone, so today I'm going to do a nail design for St. Patrick's Day, but I'm going to be using my dual forms just because I want them quick. I'm not going to leave them on too long because like St. Patrick's Day is only like in a few days here. And then I'm going to make a few, not make mixes, I'm going to use some of the mixes I got in the swap from February for the St. Patrick's theme. So I have these larger confetti, and a lot of people had sent them in also. I got them at Michael's. And these guys are too big for nails. What I'm going to do is cut them so only the four-leaf clover is what I'm going to be using, okay, on the larger one. This little pack also had these tiny, tiny four-leaf clovers and some little like gold bars, but I'll just be using the four-leaf clovers, I think. Okay, so I'm just putting them here, just anywhere. And first what we're going to do to get started is make a couple mixes. And this is really bad, I haven't cleaned this out. It has some mix stuck down in there from the last time I used it, so it's okay. It's stuck in there. It's not a big deal. So I'll be using this gorgeous mix by Sparkle and Shine Nails, and as you can see, it's just sparkly and shiny, just like her channel name, and it's gorgeous. I love it. And it has all these gold stars, and it looks like gold pigment, and some little crystal glitter, some little circles, I don't know, but most of the nails are going to be gold, and then my ring finger are going to have a green tip. So I don't need well, I'll probably do like 2 scoops of this one, because I'll be doing most of the nails in this. So I'm going to put 2 scoops of this gorgeous mix. And I'm going to make them kind of short. Actually, let's do 3, just so I don't run out in the middle. So 3 scoops of that mix. Thank you so much, it's so pretty. And then I'll be using this mix by Lemon Kiss for the green. And I might even use some of the stones that she included. They were like these little green and other colored stones. And her mix is green and gold, and it also has some of those little four-leaf clovers in it, so that's kind of fun. But I'm just going to need about a scoop of this one because I'm only going to put this on 2 nails. So I'm just going to scoop some of that out. It's really chunky. It's funny because it doesn't look that chunky when you're, you know, looking at it from the outside. I don't even think I mentioned that it had the things it had in it when I went over it, but there it is. And it's just slightly different than the other mix. I mean, it just has a little bit more green in it. This is all gold. So now to make the mix, I'm going to be using Omega products this time, and I'll be using this clear. And I'm just going to grab with this scooper about 3 scoops. And recently it's been doing this. It's kind of weird. This is a really big jar of acrylic, and whenever I've been dipping in there recently, it like really coats whatever it is I put in there. Kind of funny. It wasn't doing that before, so I don't know if it got compromised somehow, or maybe it has some moisture in it. I hope not, because it's been really weird. Like I'll dip it, there's the green one, and then just like, well, now it did a better job. But it's been staying kind of clustered on there. It's really weird. Okay. So there's that. And honestly, and this is the thing about the mixes, when you're looking at them, you think they're a lot greener. Like I thought that one was a lot greener than it is, but it'll be cool because it does have some green in it. I just wanted that nail to be a little bit different. So let me, I have that. I'm gonna need some monomer. I'm gonna need some more clear acrylic, and I'll be using this cover pink, a full coverage pink on the nail bed. Now I haven't done this with dual form, so hopefully it doesn't look kind of crazy or anything like that. Hopefully it stays just fine, but it's supposedly a full coverage pink, so you're not supposed to be able to see through it. But I'll be using that for the nail bed. So let me get some of these things situated and then we'll get started. So to start, I'll just grab any one of the nails. Let's start with this thumbnail, let's say. And I've already marked the smile line. Basically what I do is I'll put the dual form on my nail, and then I'll just hold it with my finger like this, and I'll take a marker and I'll mark it in, okay? And this is actually a little bit longer smile line than I would like. I probably should make it a little bit lower. So I might go a little under that just for this design because they're going to be short nails anyway. So anyway. And on these, and all the nails, I'll be using this gold mix. And I had forgotten I wanted to trap a little, I want to make sure to get one of these little guys underneath, okay? So let's make sure. And that's the 4-leaf clover. Let me get a little more mix. And that's one thing about dual forms, and if you're into using them, and you'll probably have noticed already that if you have something kind of chunky, it always wants to sit on the top, meaning on the back or the under of the side of the nail, so then you're not going to see it from the side of the nail where, you know, where you would normally see that. So what you want to do with that is really push them down, whatever chunky thing is, or spangle, really kind of push into them so that they end up on this side so you can actually see it, okay? I've just noticed that recently, or since I started working with them, but I always forget to kind of pay attention to that when I'm making the nail. So right now I'm just doing this part. I'm not going to add any clear yet to make the nail thicker to support it. For right now, I'm just doing the color portion of it, okay? And then just making it about as long as I would like for it to be. And just trying to fix it. Trying to round it out down here on the bottom. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do with all the nails except for the ring finger. Okay, so for the ring finger, we're gonna use some green. So I'm gonna place that down. This is ready to go. There's a little 4-leaf clover kind of in there. It's kind of in the middle. I probably wanted it in a different area, but that's okay. It's right in there. So I think it's still cute. So I'll put that to the side. And let me grab what I want to do with the green nail, and we'll go. So if I would have planned it better, I would have put one of the larger 4-leaf clovers on the thumbnail, but that's okay. So I'm going to go in here. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of the clear acrylic. And I'm just getting a little bit because what I'm going to do is put down a very thin layer because I want to put in one of the larger shamrocks in there. And it is very big, so, and obviously the nail wants to be very curved. So what I'm going to try to do is put as much clear acrylic as I need underneath it. Okay, so it needs more than that. And it's kind of losing some of its color. Hold on. Okay. So that way it's in the nail, but okay. That's okay. Alright, so I put enough clear acrylic under the shamrock so that it's at the top, but it's still covered, okay? I don't want it to be sticking out or anything weird underneath there. And it is losing some of its color, just so you know. The small ones didn't seem to do that, but for some reason this larger one is. But there we go. So I'm going to go and dip into the green mix by Lemon Kiss. And like I said, it's green. She did put some green glitter in it, but she also put some of those little shamrocks, so that gives it some of its green color. And I'm not making these very long, like I told you. And I'm going to pick up a little bit more from this green mix here. Super chunky. Just to fix my smile line. And I really want the smile line to be really, really defined on this one because of that full coverage pink nail bed I'm putting down. You don't want it to look real messy or anything like that. So now let me pat this out so everything is nice and even. You don't want your acrylic to sink down into the middle and stay there. Okay. So that looks pretty good. And you can look on the other side and see what your smile line is looking like, or, you know. Okay, so that's that. And like I said, the color is coming off of that shamrock just a little bit, but it's okay. I mean, it's there. We'll see what it looks like at the end. I'm only going to be wearing it for a few days, so it's not a big deal. So, okay, so I'm going to do all the nails just like that. So all of them gold, except for a few green ones, okay? And then trapping like the little shamrocks underneath every once in a while. So here I have all my nails designed, ready to go. I already removed my nail polish, and I did trim my nails back. I know recently I said I was going to let my nails grow out, but I had shown you that this nail had a crack at the bottom, like at the very base, and sure enough it broke. Well, it kind of tore, so I just cut it off. You don't want to mess with that, you know. And especially when you're doing dual forms, they're basically a sculptured nail, so your nails underneath need to be pretty healthy, and they can't, and low. I mean, if you're going to make them so that they're still long, that's fine. Your natural nail is the NSI Nail Pure to cleanse, dehydrate, and protect, it says. To take all the dust off. I already pushed back my cuticles and roughed them up with a file, so I just want to get this on here. You don't want to have any weakness in your nail that's going to end up causing a stress fracture, especially when you're wearing nails, because then it's going to hurt even more. Okay, so just be very careful about that. And I did have purple polish on, so you know it really wants to stay on the color, so it's kind of cool that this thing's actually picking some of it up. Okay, so that's that. I said I already pushed back my cuticles and all that good stuff. I'm going to use my Something Wonderful primer. I was debating using it because, like I said, with my sister-in-law, she kind of scared me. She's like, oh, it's probably not good for you. I'm still going to use it just because it's not, it still has acid in it. It's not an acid-free primer. But what I'm going to do, since I'm not going to wear these nails too long, is just put 2 coats right around the cuticle edge, okay? I'm not really going to put it on my whole nail. And try not to touch the cuticle, like I just did. Okay, because really that's where I get lifting. Whenever I have any, obviously that's where you start getting lifting, but I've never noticed it lifting at all, you know, past the very, very, very round edge of the cuticle. So to me, if I don't need to put it a whole lot, you know, then don't, because it's probably better less than more. Okay, so I'm gonna get out my, I still have my monomer. This is just clear acrylic, that's all it is, just clear. And then I have my full coverage pink by Omega right here. So I'm gonna start with my thumbnail. I just like to do that. What I'm gonna do is dip in here into my monomer, get some clear, a nice bead of clear, and this is gonna add some stability to the nail. That's just for the very tip of the nail. And again, you wanna push it up towards the side walls, making sure you're really encapsulating that whole nail. So it's like instead of encapsulating on the top, you're encapsulating underneath, and that's just to give the nail strength, to give it some added thickness to the nail. Okay, I like to go all the way up to the edge and kind of go over the edge, just so you know that that nail was really well covered. And I'm going to go in and grab some of this full coverage pink that I've never worked with, so I'm going to try it out for the first time right now. That was too thick. I need to put a little more moisture into it. And I'm going to put that all the way up. Get a little bit more. I'm going to pat it all the way up towards the nail tip. Okay, you kind of want them to come together. So you want the pink and the clear to kind of touch. So that makes one good solid nail, okay? You don't want to have like a free-floating tip. You don't have to pat as much as I'm patting. I'm just doing that. I don't know why. Okay, so that's ready. And on this side it's very pink, as you can see. And I was talking to a girl recently. You're going to place the nail, try to do it straight, and push it down. And she was asking why, when she went to put her tip on, or her nail on, the tip came away from the nail, like very easily, she said. And I was telling her that's probably because when you pre-do the tips like I did, like I'm showing you, and then I come in and add them, you know, put them together, the tip is ready to come off. Like if I really pushed on this, the tip would pop right out because it wants to pop out, because that's what the dual form does, right? So when you do that, if you're kind of pushing on the tip, it's gonna want to pop out, and then it's gonna come away from that nail bed. So be careful of that, is what I would say. But that's just another little tip. And I'm gonna leave it there. And you know, it's funny, now that I'm looking at this nail form is basically the biggest size that come from eBay. This is the eBay ones. And I've been wearing it, it's been fine, but for some reason, this time I went to put them on, these are really small. Like this thumbnail is actually too small for my nail, and I just realized it. Because I've been using this one over and over, but what I'm thinking is maybe as you use them, that's when you kind of know that it's done. It might shrink too much, the dual form, so I think this is the last time I'll use this set of dual forms. Then I'll just resize them for this one. But I've used this set for like 6 times, so that's really good. I don't need to be holding my nail this long, I don't know why I'm doing it. So now I'm just going to go on to the rest of the nails and do exactly the same. Put some clear on the tip, add my pink nail bed, and slap it on, okay? So the nails are all done. I'm just waiting for these few to dry. And as you can see, they're all needing to be filed. So don't forget, when you're taking off, or when you put on your form, if some of the acrylic comes out on the sides, just get your cuticle pusher or whatever you might have and scrape it off, okay? Just scrape it away from the sides. So these are probably gonna be ready pretty quick here, but I'll just leave them for now. These last few forms. So I'm just gonna get out my file, and with either the 100 side or the 180 side, just file off the sides, just to make them nice and perfect, and then file down the top, okay? Because the top is gonna be a little bit crusty or kind of like jagged. So it's not very much, especially if you do a nice neat job, you're not gonna have a lot to file away. You really don't want to file off the top, because as you can see, that shine that comes from the dual form, so you don't want to really file into that and mess that shine up. Okay, so we're just going to do this, and once I'm done, like I said, those forms, they shrunk, and what I'm thinking is just the usage of them, and probably with the monomer on there all the time and the plastic gets worn away and it kind of shrinks a bit. So I did not resize my forms. I I thought they'd just be fine because they're the same ones I used last time. So they're a little too skinny. Like on this nail, I can see a lot of the side of my nail, if you can see that. So I don't care for that. But like I said, I'm going to leave these on for maybe 3 or 4 days until St. Patrick's, and then they're going to come off anyway, so I'm not really worried about it. Okay, so let me just finish filing these into shape, and then we'll add a few rhinestones and we'll be done. They came out pretty nice. All I'm going to do is just add a few little rhinestones here and there. It's not going to have any rhyme or reason, just for fun. So I'm going to use my UV gel top coat, which is, what brand is this? IBD. And I'm going to put one maybe here. And it's so funny, the other day I used that little tool that Anita Loves Nails gave me, and now I misplaced it. Actually, I don't want that quite there. Well, I do want it there, but I want to put more gel. I put very little. Oh, it's a big stone. So I just want to pick that up. And I was like, where is that little tool? I don't know. It's around here, I'm sure. I just want to get this done because it's dinner time. I think I'm just going to place it right in the middle. I think that'd be cute. So basically I'm going to place some rhinestones just wherever. And then set it for I'll go ahead and set it for 2 minutes because I'm not going to do a top coat on all the nails because you see how shiny they are just because of the dual forms. I don't need to set them all. So I'm just going to do that, add some rhinestones here and there, and I'll have some still pictures for you, okay? Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.